Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Way of Life. I'm your host, Gus Holland. Before we begin this episode, I want to inform you that wayoflifepodcast.com is officially live. That's where you can find all social media links. You can listen to the podcast. You can also find merch. That's WHEY, like the protein. As always, leaving a rating and review and sharing with a friend is the best way to help the podcast, and I greatly appreciate it. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's episode. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Way of Life. I'm your host, Gus Holland. Today we have Jordan reappearing as a guest. He was on episode 21 over a year ago. How are you doing, Jordan?
Oh, I'm good. What's up, Gus?
Oh, nothing much, man. So if you don't mind, just for new listeners or people that haven't heard you on episode 21, if you could just give everybody your full name and what you've been doing.
All right. My name is Jordan Matulevich. I'm a 12-year military veteran, a recovering alcoholic and addict with over 7 years sobriety. And now I run the world's first gym only for athletes with mental and physical disabilities. And it's always 100% free for everything.
Nice. Yeah, and that's a 501c3, right?
Yes, we have our non-for-profit.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
Maybe franchising next as soon as I figure out how to do it.
Yeah. I know we had touched a little bit on the previous episode about that, but you've come a long way since I think when I first talked to you, you had just broken ground, or maybe you hadn't even done that, but
Yeah, it was probably somewhere around like the time the trees came down and then the concrete pad got in, I believe.
yeah, because before that you were working, I believe you said, with like about 20 athletes down like in your basement, pretty much.
Yeah, down in a 400 square foot basement with 7-foot ceilings.
Yeah. And so now you've got your own separate building with AC, lights, and everything. How big is that building?
It's 960 square feet, but there's a good chunk of it taken out for the restroom. The restroom is 8 feet by 8 feet, so it's handicap accessible nationwide code.
Okay, sweet. Okay, that's cool. Now you've got a really nice setup in there. I know you just for the audience, you showed me you kind of walked me around before we started.
Yeah, it's cool. Our local high school here, they got a whole bunch of COVID grant money, so they bought a ridiculous nice gym, and they donated all their old equipment to Be Humble Gym.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and really expands the things I can do with the athletes as well.
Yeah, for sure. I know you said that you started doing some strongman training with them, right?
Yes, I took a athlete with me down. It's in Benton, Illinois. It was about 2.5 hour drive,
Hmm.
and they were doing a fundraiser for Be Humble Gym, and they literally gave him VIP everything. He went up there and he lifted a 115-pound stone over a 48-inch bar 20 times.
Really?
And he's 16. He's all like, my goal is to be a strongman one day.
Hmm.
And after talking, well, they're like, hey, we got a strongman competition coming up in November. You want to bring some kids? I'm like, hell yeah. Like my goal is to make it anything exercise related for the athletes I cover free of charge, no matter what kind of training it is.
Hmm. No, that's amazing. I know. So when I previously spoke with you, you were primarily doing like kind of like powerlifting training for the most part, would you say?
Yes. It was basically powerlifting, but like my sessions with the athletes, I think I'll maybe 5 or 6 lift in powerlifting. The
Mm-hmm.
rest of the time is just me as their personal trainer.
Okay.
I marketed it wrong for powerlifting
Mm-hmm.
when Not everybody wants to do powerlifting. Everybody has different goals.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So now you've got much more space to uh do you said group training too, right?
Yes, I'm going to have groups of powerlifting again. Once COVID hit, I
Mhm.
had to do all one-on-one. And now since I have the space, I'm going to start bringing back groups.
Okay.
Uh, then I'm also going to have different classes available for all the athletes, like a yoga class, a Zumba class, a stretching class, like just open to all the kids because regular gyms have all these classes available for their members. So why the hell shouldn't I make
Mhm.
that available for the athletes?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a awesome plan you've got there. Are you still would you say that you have about the same amount of athletes, or has that changed at all?
It dropped a little bit because I've been having so many health issues with my allergy injections
Mhm.
and awful year here in Illinois for allergies, let alone somebody on injections.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Um and then you said I know Ben still is still helping you out and everything, and you've been working on training him to be a trainer as well.
Yeah. Uh, we live in this small little like hometown type thing. You
Mhm.
know, it's not everybody knows everybody. And once these kids go back to school, there's going to be all these like stay at home moms wanting something to do. And if you ever worked with somebody with mental disabilities, they are literally like the gift to the world from God for kindness.
Mhm.
And you feel so freaking amazing and positive after that. Plus, Ben has a job, uh, has a purpose.
Yeah.
Uh, we pay him good. He's making $20 an hour.
Yeah.
You know, like he can only work 6 hours a week. I don't want to be like, all right, here's your week's paycheck, $57 or some crap.
Yeah.
He, so he gets paid good. I mean, he had his first week of personal training this week and he did amazing.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Um so I know how long ago did y'all do the I guess the official opening of the new gym?
It was June 22nd was like the official opening.
Okay, okay. So and everything's been running pretty smoothly since then and everything.
Oh yeah, everything's going great. The bathroom still ain't finished yet. Uh,
Okay.
but the guy that's donating his time, he's just swamped.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
he's gonna do it. He's donating his time. I ain't gonna really call him 50 million times.
Yeah. No, that's definitely understandable. Um okay, so the last time we spoke, you explained a lot of your past about how you'd overcome uh, drug and alcohol use. You now participate in AA meetings, right?
Yes, I still go every morning. I'm at an AA meeting if I'm feeling good that day at 6 a.m. and the
Hmm.
meeting start until 7, then I usually stay. So for about 2.5 hours a morning is just dedicated to AA, like hanging out with my friends. Maybe somebody will want to get sober and needs help that day.
Yeah,
And available for that person, like somebody was available for me 7.5 years ago.
yeah. No, that's awesome. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
Kind of passing forward my wisdom. It's kind of crazy to say I have wisdom about it.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy hell, like I got experience in this now. It seems like not that long ago I was fighting for my life just to get sober and clean.
yeah, yeah. No, so, you said that all of that started back kind of when you're in the military, right?
Oh, my drinking and drug use.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, before the military, I drank and smoked weed.
Okay.
Uh, so when I enlisted in the military, there went the weed. So I turned to more alcohol and drank crazy amounts of alcohol. like a case of beer every night at least.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then, it just kept progressing. Then I like discovered other drugs, like cocaine and things like that, because I could do that because with me being in the military at the same time, it'd get out of my system quicker.
Mm.
Yeah. So I turned to harder drugs after I couldn't use weed.
Okay.
And that just kept progressing and progressing. I mean, I had a lot of fun drinking
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of years. And then finally, it didn't become fun. It became something I had to do just to feel normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, you started, I guess, experimenting with steroid use or PED use in the military as well, right?
Oh, yeah. Because when I was 20, I went to the brig, uh, military prison
Mm.
for underage drinking and destruction of government property. I hit a cop, whatever.
Mm.
Uh, then I went to the brig, and that humbled me. I was maybe only about 150 pounds at the time, at 6'2", 6'3", and I'm like, I need to get in shape. This world's going to be tough. I better be ready to handle it.
Yeah.
And I used to be bullied when I was younger for being so tall and skinny, and I lifted for probably about 4 years before I discovered steroids. I always thought, like in the magazines, I saw Ronnie Coleman drinking Explode, so I'm going to take some Explode and I'm going to turn into Ronnie freaking Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started discovering things. I started steroids whenever the hell the first baseball strike was, like 2004-ish,
Mm-hmm.
because steroids used to be like $15 a vial. But thanks to Operation Ballbuster,
Mm.
shut down all the shit for goddamn baseball.
Mm. Yeah.
Then it upped up high prices.
Yeah, because it's harder to come by.
Yeah, yeah. And I love steroids. It was like Seth Perosi says, it's a freaking Superman drug.
Mm.
And they say steroids aren't addicting, but they're 1,000,000% addicting.
Yeah.
Like they control your brain. When
Yeah.
you put different hormones in your body likes it because you're more efficient machine.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. You almost get addicted to the success.
yeah, like I was like doubling my weight like my first cycle. My first cycle, I still remember it was 100 megs of test prop every day and 50 milligrams of Anadrol a day.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I got super strong
Yeah.
running, you know. Then I didn't know shit about steroids. People didn't talk about steroids, in the 2000s.
Yeah. It was all hush
Uh,
hush.
so I had to learn everything from like online forums.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was a member of this one for a very long time, and it's just sharing information. Then, you know, always making steroid orders from Europe and having it shipped over.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing if customs is going to seize it, any of that, or if it's even going to be legit, or if it's going to arrive like packaged.
Yeah.
Then I found out how to make my own steroids.
Mm-hmm.
This part of my life is where it really got crazy because I was drinking a ton, I was doing a ton of cocaine, and I was working military police at night. And on probably about 2.5 grams of test prop a week and probably about 1,500 megs of Trin Ace a week. Plus like whatever 100 milligrams of orals I'd throw in with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out through forums and this website, there's two different kind of implants for cattle. One contained test probe, one contained trim base. So like the math of it, like you gotta like go through and recrystallize it, take out the estrogen. It all shows you this stuff online. Like you're mixing heat, that yellow shit you put in your gas tank for get the water out. It was made out of a certain kind of alcohol that dissolved these pellets. And then you take out the estrogen, add another chemical, then you fill it full of ice cold water. And this whole mason jar literally fills up full of crystals. Then you strain out them crystals, and basically you have a big pile of testosterone propionate. Like each batch would make you, I think it was like 10 grams of testosterone propionate. So you can make 10 grams of test for about $150.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's crazy.
And you could make 80 cc's of tren for about 40.
Okay. So yeah, you were saving a lot of money.
But it gets better, I have that addictive personality, the adrenaline junkie. Like, so, one batch would make you pretty good, but we're making up with like 5 batches at a time, like drinking and cocaine the whole time while we're doing it, and we just thought it was normal.
Yeah.
Then,
sorry, go ahead.
I wasn't selling it to people. I had people to disperse it. Then one day I get a text message saying, hide everything, get it out of your house.
Oh, shit.
So I had to take all my duffel bags and all that shit and ditch it somewhere else because I wasn't about ready to throw it away. It's like the profit margin for steroids is like 20 to 1.
Yeah.
So I ditched it. Long story short, the local sheriff department got busted for doing steroids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a big deal. Like a big of the department was doing them.
That's crazy. Okay.
I was the cook for those steroids.
Oh, shit. Okay. So did they trace it back to you or?
No, nothing ever came back to me. People kept their mouths shut.
That's good.
Cops, they know better not to fucking talk.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
but yeah, I mean, at the same time, still working at the base, I still competed in bodybuilding, powerlifting, and all that, and I went out and partied every night.
Yeah, no, I saw a photo of you. I don't know, it like it was a slide. It was like the first picture is more recent with you sitting down with like a I guess a little kid that you helped train maybe. And and then the second one, your shoulders are like a foot thick.
Like I had a 60-inch chest at one time.
Yeah, that's
and when you're on that much steroids, you're freaking insane. Because you walk anywhere you walk into, you're like, I can kill everything in this room. And mix alcohol in with it. I did I've been in a lot of bar fights, that type thing. But yeah, it's just wild times.
Yeah, you told me previously that that's what led to you losing your teeth. Is that so taking that much is that does it affect your bone density, or what really does that?
It, it rotted away my jawbone
Oh,
that basically holds in my teeth. So my teeth weren't really holding on by anything.
oh, okay.
And like they were breaking, they're just, didn't have the bone structure to hold on to it anymore. It literally ate away all my bones.
Okay. Wow,
But
that's
it shows you how addictive steroids are. I had
yeah.
my uh, four bottom teeth removed
Uh-huh.
because of steroids. And they said that's mainly the reason.
Really?
But I started doing them again.
Yeah,
And yeah, lost the rest of them.
I got you. Do you think is that would that be kind of universal, like doing that much testosterone
I mean,
could have that effect, or do you think it was from home cooking, or do you have any insight on that?
no. But also steroids affect everybody differently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's different side effects.
yeah, like my resting blood pressure was 160 over 110.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're just
I was just waiting to explode.
yeah,
Uh, like I was really scared on, how much damage these amount of steroids. I was home brewing, but I was also taking a shit ton of orals too.
mm-hmm.
Basically taking every steroid there is, except like a couple ones like Primo and Anavar and
Mm.
all the pussy ass ones. If I'm gonna stick something in my body, I'm gonna get freaking huge.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I haven't read up on it, but I just heard somebody say, like, I think it was yesterday, that the FDA wasn't going to reinstate the approval for Anavar. So
Oh yeah, I mean it
yeah,
really doesn't that good, and it's expensive as hell.
yeah, it's mainly, to my knowledge, mainly used by female athletes because
Yeah,
to minimize, uh, I guess,
yeah,
masculine side effects.
yeah. Just take a whole bunch of Winstrol and Tren and
Mm.
test just fine.
Yeah. Did uh when you're doing all that, I mean, I from the sound of it, I doubt it, but were you ever doing any type of like blood work or doctor's visits or anything like that to try and like make sure you didn't explode?
Oh, like I knew, I was severely messing up my body, but I really didn't care.
Mhm.
I I like being the person that was the biggest person walking in a room, you know.
Yeah,
It comes back to that being bullied when I was little,
yeah,
you know.
that wasn't gonna happen anymore like that.
Oh, then yeah, it's just a very addictive mindset.
Yeah, yeah. What do you have any idea how much you weighed at the time? Like, I guess when you're your biggest, or you know?
Oh, like when I was heavily doing them, I
Yeah.
stayed around 240
Okay.
because I competed in the 240 weight class,
Okay. Okay.
powerlifting. So I stayed around there.
Okay.
My biggest I got was probably in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the most I ever weighed was 284.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I had like abs at 284,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but being that much heavier made just life suck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's I've met guys that big, and regardless of whether they're, the body fat percentage, like whether it's a high body fat or low body fat, it's like it's harder to breathe, it's harder to do a lot of things, just cardiovascular wise.
yeah, yeah. Like it was like hell trying to coach kids, and I'd have to stop because my back pump was too severe.
Oh yeah, yeah. You feel like you're gonna rip out of your skin.
Yeah, yeah. Or I have no cardio conditioning whatsoever. You know, I
Hmm.
got I got little kids now. I got to be able to keep up.
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But then finally, the last straw. In 2020, I was watching my lifelong best friend die of stage 4 bone cancer, and
Hmm.
he's like, "You need to knock this shit off." He's like, "What the hell are you trying to do? You're like 38 years old." you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, after that, I haven't touched a steroid since.
Hmm.
My testosterone is screwed up severely. I think it's like in the 170s.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, I went to go and get onto TRT,
Hmm.
but my body makes too many red blood cells.
Oh, okay.
So my red blood cells count's too high. So no doctors will give me testosterone, even though they had blood work of me being on like 2 grams of test, and
Mhm.
it wasn't any higher.
Yeah. Is there, sorry, I'm just fixing my headphones real quick. Is there any way to, I guess, naturally or medically lower your red blood count or red cell blood count that you know of?
I mean, I can go and give blood,
Mhm.
but the places I went in the military, they said I can't donate blood anymore.
Oh, because of all the injections and everything.
Yeah, then so I can't donate blood. And it's like impossible to find a doctor that would literally like take blood out of you, because
Yeah.
then it's a big biohazard. They got to get rid of just to give you testosterone.
Yeah.
Nobody will do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw, it was a while ago. It was probably 2 years ago. I saw a guy, I think he was on TikTok, maybe it was Instagram, but he was using a lot of performance enhancing drugs, and he was like doing it himself. Like basically his blood kept getting too thick, and so he just had to keep like
Like that
bloodletting.
Tony, whatever his name was, doing all them SARMs and all that shit.
Yeah, it might be the same guy. I don't know, but it was crazy to see because he was like, "Yeah, this is just a few minutes after me taking, like taking so much blood out or whatever. It was already like mass coagulating just because his
Yeah,
blood was so thick and everything. So it's
yeah, like all that shit. The SARMs, I guess nowadays, uh, that shit's nasty.
yeah, it's a lot of I don't know. It's not tested enough for me to like really mess with. Like I mean, props to whoever wants to, try it out or whatever, but
There's no medical studies.
yeah, and that the way they get away with selling it is most of them say on there like not for human consumption or for experimental use only or whatever.
Purposes.
Yeah, research purpose. Yeah. So it's a
But
little.
like when I did steroids, I have like this OCD ness to obsess with stuff.
Mhm.
So I'd literally like sit on the computers for weeks, just obsessing with like different compounds and see, what they do.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, I did pretty much my first steroid cycle was about 8 years long.
Yeah.
Then my second one was about 4 years long.
Yeah. So you never cycled off during those periods?
No, no, I mean, people talked about cruising.
Mhm.
Hell, cruise at 750 megs of test a week. That was considered my cruise, like off season dose.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the most test I ever ran before I like really started questioning, like, if this is going to kill me, is probably up to about 4,000 makes a test a week.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like, you could feel like your heart thumping in your chest and like laboring just sitting here.
Damn. Was there for you with those high dosages, was there ever a point of like diminishing returns? I mean, obviously it increased your negative side effects, but was there a point where you're like, okay, I'm not making any more gains than I was with half the dose or whatever, you know?
It was more, saying, hey, I ran 4 grams test for 8 weeks.
Oh, okay. It's like an ego thing.
Yeah. And you're, like I said, on high doses of test, you're literally insane.
Yeah.
The way your thought process works. It seems clear at the time, but somebody yells at you, you don't beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Just 0 to 100.
Yeah, like just them demons in your head that it give you.
Yeah.
And then actually going through with them.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of snappy judgment calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in hindsight, would you ever have done steroids? Like if you went back in time, or would you maybe do them at a much like lower dose, or any, what's your takeaway from that really?
I'd fucking blast it again, probably.
Really?
Young and dumb. If I was for sure gonna live again,
mm-hmm.
yeah. It's maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I still do miss that ego type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I even talked, to friends about, just running my own cruise. But I'm really scared if I even run like a TRT, how long is it going to take me before I'm running a full cycle?
Yeah.
And will it make it so my ego goes up?
Yeah. Yeah. It might, it's risky because it could affect, at least by affecting you mentally, it could affect what you're currently doing, with the nonprofit.
Yeah, that's what would be my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Because steroids are the best at making you the least humble possible.
Yeah.
You start a freaking couple weeks in, you're fucking flexing, showing off your abs and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
And whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've never been on them personally, but I do know a lot of people that have, and almost none of them really regret it. There's like takeaways, they're like, oh, well, I probably would have like cycled off here and, like maybe done some things differently, but they all pretty much would have still done it, so.
Yeah. I mean, it made it so I lived a crazy ass life.
Yeah.
Like, I doubt my life would be as crazy as it was if I wasn't juiced up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, besides the negative side effects, I mean, you achieved your goal. You were freaking huge,
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, now I haven't even worked out since Thanksgiving time of 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Just my health and these allergy injections. I'm like, that'll be there. Either I can work out or I can coach the kids. I can't do both right now.
Yeah, I got you. Do you think, like, once you get to a point where you can consistently work out, even if it's like light workouts, do you think that might help naturally boost your testosterone to a medium level or something?
Oh, I'm sure. I can't really eat the healthiest because I still haven't been able to wear my dentures from getting all my teeth pulled out.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a humbling ordeal? I
Yeah.
was awake at the time watching them pull out all my teeth.
Oh man.
Yeah, that'll humble you real quick.
Yeah.
Make you a little less judgy on people with bad teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
I
Um,
can't buddy for anything.
yeah. So as far as that goes, I know you said you had like some carbon monoxide poisoning. That was pretty recent, right? Or
Yeah, there was a bird nest in the water heater flue.
oh man, so it's just clogging it up, basically.
Yeah, yeah, and basically it filled up the house for like over a year. I was breathing that shit in, didn't know.
Uh,
My wife was in California at the time, travel nursing, so we can afford to live on one income.
yeah.
And I go to the doctors and I'm like, hey, it feels like I'm dying, you know. And then the doctors doing their job be like, well, what's new? And I'm like, well, I'm taking these allergy injections.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, those suck.
Yeah.
You know, it'll get better. And just by fluke, our heating and air conditioner guy found it.
Wow. Okay.
Next day, I was like a new man.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to breathe some fresh air, literally.
Yeah, yeah. Because
And
over the last year, my numbers and kids really went down because I literally didn't have the energy to coach.
yeah, you're just slowly choking yourself out, basically, with the carbon
Yeah.
monoxide.
My wife's in California working. I'm like, honey, it feels like I'm dying. She'd be like, don't be dramatic, Jordan. You ain't dying.
Yeah. She's like, you're fine.
You know, so she better believe the next time I have a man cold and say I'm dying, I'm freaking dying.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. No, man, that's crazy. I'm glad they found it. That's unexpected, but
oh,
um yeah, you wouldn't think to check that. Did you install any like monitors or anything from now on, like a carbon monoxide alert thing or
we installed 5,
okay. Yeah.
like $12. They're freaking everywhere now.
Yeah, that's good. No, wait,
Yeah.
so besides that, when y'all opened the new building, y'all had a party, right? Like a deadlift party or something?
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, I love having the athletes lift with uh, other power lifters, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Uh, all we do is, you know, just hang out for about an hour, get to know each other, stretch, warm up together. Then I have everybody lift together, and I just run it like a powerlifting.
Okay.
You know, so you get your 3 attempts. You know, I don't care. It's for fun. If you want to take 4 attempts, 5 attempts, whatever, you
Hmm.
know, it's all just for fun.
Yeah.
It,
Did you have a pretty good turnout for that?
oh yeah, like one one guy drove 6 hours just to deadlift with the kids and drove 6 hours back.
Wow. Okay.
You know, like people came from Kansas City, that's like another 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Lucas and Brett both have the same syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
and less than like 70 people in the world have it. And I had both them deadlift together.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Uh, sorry.
No.
Uh, now, since we have space, every month I want to do like a different type of fundraiser for Be Humble Gym, where it's like a different kind of lift every month,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and lift with the athletes and raise some money and spread awareness.
Yeah. No, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, like have a deadlift one, maybe have a log. I got some cool ideas because everybody's all like, hey, bro, what's your bench?
Oh yeah.
So wordplay. Hey, bro, what's your bench press competition?
Okay. Yeah. That'd be cool. I'm sure
Yeah.
the athletes would like that, especially like varying it, you know?
Yeah. And then it's cool. Like at the deadlift party, uh, somebody pulled 650, somebody pulled 635. My buddy pulled a lifetime PR. Like when you're lifting with the athletes,
Mhm.
like you don't miss.
Yeah.
Like you got 5 athletes, cheering you on. You're looking them in the face. You ain't gonna fail for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the energy is awesome. I saw y'all's post from the grand opening. Y'all did like a little ribbon cutting, right?
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to have the kids do a ribbon cutting
Mhm.
because it's their gym. It's not mine. I talked about that during the grand opening. This Be Humble gym is not mine. It's the kids. If it wasn't for the kids, there wouldn't be no Be Humble gym.
Yeah.
You know,
What do you so as far as the gym goes, I know you've got the plan for the different classes and everything like that. Um, do you have any athletes that are going to be like competing anytime soon or anything specific that they're training for?
we got Ben and Kaylin. They're training for a strongman competition coming up in November. I'm slowly adding their uh, their events into their training.
Mhm.
Uh, right now, I'm just really focusing on like a log and a dumbbell, one hand dumbbell overhead.
Okay.
Because being in the old gym in my basement, we couldn't go overhead.
Oh yeah, because it was too
So,
short.
so that I mean, we could sit down and simulate it, but until you like pick a weight 8 feet up in the air, it's gonna be different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I'm trying to learn strongman, the best I can, so I can coach the kids in it.
Yeah.
Because I never competed in strongman, you
Hmm.
know, but I know the body and I know how to make it work.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so um after the podcast, if you want, I can send you some links to some profiles of guys that are because I've mainly been participating in strongman events recently and everything, and so I've met like a lot of guys that could probably at the very least like steer you in the right direction or
Yeah, because I follow Starting Strongman.
Mm,
That's a good one. And I follow a couple like Midwest Strongman. And, I watch their successes and I watch their fails,
yeah.
be like, what was wrong here? And then I got to break all that down and put it in words the athletes will understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Okay. That's cool. So their event that they're training for, is it just those two events? Like
no, it's like sandbag carry, hand over hand.
okay.
Uh, they have some like a stone ladder,
Hmm.
but I'm not for sure about that yet.
Okay. Okay.
Just for safety reasons, I don't want them to panic and get squished by a big ass stone.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
You know,
that's
and
reasonable.
with it. But they said uh, there's an adaptive uh, division,
Okay.
and I can basically modify the event and like the weights, like with an understanding.
Yeah, yeah.
So that way, I'm still going to make it hard for them, but I'll make it a lot more safer and be able to complete it. That's like being able to complete something
Mhm.
is my biggest goal for athletes.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
no
know,
that
I mean, even in lifting and like powerlifting, I'd I'd rather make sure they get the lift So they have that positive reinforcement that I can do this
Yeah.
rather than miss a lift, because you miss a lift, we get pissed off, we train harder,
Mhm.
quit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good coaching on your behalf for sure, because everybody's different. And so obviously the priority is to keep them on track, So
Yeah, and I've just learned this over like the past 5 years of doing it.
yeah.
Zero education, zero college education, barely graduated high school,
Mhm.
zero education and working with disabilities. But what I do have is thousands upon thousands of hours working with the athletes one on one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you've been killing it for sure. And obviously just the fact that you've been able to grow it from um 3 or 4 athletes in your basement at the beginning all the way up to a
It's
freestanding building.
it's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
You know, like I have never made a penny from Be Humble Gym in
Mhm.
5, and I've been doing it full time, 100% since the beginning of COVID. To
Yeah.
have thing line up the way it did, you like look around. You know how many good freaking people there are in the world? It literally blows my mind that the kid's got a gym. Like 5 years ago, the world thought I was crazy when I told them I was going to build the kids a gym in my backyard. You know,
Yeah. That's it's so insane, but we're happy for you, man. Over here, it's been I've been following you for, I don't know, probably probably about 2 years, I would say. And so just the growth from those 2 years is insane. So uh
yeah, like basically, like I say, I'm just a coach, I'm president, CEO, whatever the hell you want to call it. I
Mhm.
just like coach. It's simple. But my imagination is the only thing limiting what I can do. Like, I don't have to report to anyone. There's no one higher up than me.
Yeah.
And that made it so I'm going to try a lot of new things with these kids,
Mhm.
you know, because why not? Like, I don't have a job. I ain't got anything better to do, you know,
Mhm.
help them.
Yeah. No, it's amazing, man. And but before I let you go, I do want you to tell people if the gym has a website or a place that they can donate to help out, um,
Yeah.
and follow
Uh,
y'all on social media.
right now, it's just behumblegym.com. We're trying to get rid of our inventory we have right now. So we're going to start using a company that makes our t-shirts that hires people with learning disabilities, with mental disabilities that usually aren't as verbal, don't talk as much,
Mhm.
and they get a job, pay them $20 an hour, and have them make our t-shirts for us. Like Lucas is one of their employees. Like you get a t-shirt, it's folded by Lucas, you know?
That's awesome. So you're trying to clear out your old inventory to basically start production over there.
Yes, like what will happen is whoever orders the shirts, they'll literally just go and print them off. So we don't have to have an inventory of 300 shirts anymore.
Yeah, no, that'll be helpful. It'll
Then,
be mutually beneficial, sounds like.
oh yeah, help as many of these kids as we can.
Mhm.
For a very long time, when people were working with these kids, I noticed them saying, well, it's good enough. You
Mhm.
know, no, it isn't. The way you do things is bullshit. You need to try harder,
Yeah.
So I started my own thing. Then also while we're talking, Be Humble Gym has a GoFundMe page. You just Be Humble Gym. And that's like open nonstop to help like fund everything for the kids to make sure it always stays free.
Okay. So in the show notes, so this I'm not exactly sure which day this will go live. I believe it's towards the end of the month. But
Oh, buddy,
what'd you say?
it's all good.
Okay, but in the show notes, in the description, I'll put the link to y'all's website, the GoFundMe, and then what's y'all's Instagram?
Just Be Humble Gym.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, so
Also on Facebook, if people have Facebook, it's Be Humble Gym.
okay, I'll link all of that in the description. Dude, thanks so much for being
Dude,
a repeat guest.
that's so much fun. You know I'm an open book. Is there like any crazy ass questions you have for me?
Yeah, I guess I mean before you go, I've already asked you how the biggest you got, and we kind of covered the steroid stuff. Is there, I guess, what's the craziest thing that's been going on lately? I mean, I know you've opened the gym, you're getting athletes back on track, getting more people working out. So
Ben Simpson,
mhm.
he got fired back in the spring from Casey's because when people are joking, acting silly, stuff like that, Ben says they're monkeying around.
Oh,
And somebody took that as racist and they fired Ben after 10 years of
really?
work because he said monkey and somebody took it racist.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I made it my goal to give Benny a job. I'm working on teaching him to be a personal trainer. It was his first week. He did awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. And this way, he has purpose. He gets to do his dream job. And he's doing very well at it.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's no way he's racist. I've been following him through
yeah.
through the through the Be Humble stuff and his podcast posts and everything, and there's no way.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, and he was crushed by it. I'm like, hell, I'll give you a job, Benny.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
all the taxes and all that.
Oh
I
yeah.
just give him cash, whatever.
Yeah. Make it easier.
Yeah. So I got that going on. I'm working on getting a whole bunch of little ones together, like Waylon, my 4-year-old.
Mhm.
Try to get like 3 or 4 little ones together and just have them exercise. I
Yeah.
mean, it ain't rocket science,
Mhm.
Like you ain't going to teach a 4-year-old any kind of lifts, but you are going to teach them how to be in the gym,
Mhm.
work on safety, and mainly get them used to me.
Yeah. No,
Like
that's
the bond me and Waylon have, the videos and everything do not do it justice. Like my face is literally cramped up after working with him for 30 minutes because I'm laughing so damn hard.
yeah. No, I've seen some of the posts, and it's y'all definitely have good chemistry. So if you can, yeah, if you could definitely expand that, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Then uh that's about it.
Yeah.
You know, strongman, any kind of fitness needs, always for free. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, dude. Thank you once again. I'm sure we're gonna have you on in the future, maybe like a year from now or something, just to catch up.
Oh
But
yeah. I can't wait to see what we're up to in a year.
yeah,
Hopefully maybe have 2 Be Humble gyms. Who knows?
yeah, that'd be insane. I'm pretty sure it's gonna just keep growing from here. You're
But
doing a great job, man.
righty, buddy.
Okay, sweet, dude. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. But thanks once again, dude.
Cool. Peace.
Peace.